next part, I'm gonna tell you how to land your first job as a copywriter. Stay tuned. Okay, first things first, your resume. You have to have a resume with some type of writing in it. So if you look on my first post ever about copywriting, I talk about how I started writing in high school, and then when I went to college, I started writing for the university newspaper as well. And then I started my own fashion blog. So you have to have some type of experience, whether it's experience that you create yourself or chances that people give you to write for them. So that is definitely a key factor in building up your resume. Also, just make sure your resume is on point. You want to be a writer, for God's sake. Like, you cannot have any misspelled words. Your design layout needs to be clear and concise, because that's what all copy is. It's basically getting the messaging over to the reader quickly, effectively, and efficiently. So start with a clean and crisp resume. If you need help, I do also offer packages where I pretty much give your resume a revamp and I highlight all of the things that you probably forgot. Number 2, you always want to network, reach out through LinkedIn to see if the copywriter that's there, or maybe a previous copywriter, is on LinkedIn, and you can reach out to them and say, hey, you know, I'm interested in becoming a copywriter at so-and-so job that you used to work at or that you're currently at. And I was wondering, are you guys looking for some more copywriters to join? Or, hey, would you mind looking over my resume? I've got some experience here, here, and here, and would love to get some feedback. It's tons of ways to get your foot in the door. You just have to be bold enough and brave enough to do it. Like, it only takes you as the first step to do it. Don't be afraid to cold call. I definitely was going to cold call a lot of people, but I decided to maybe take the email route. To me, I say cold calling and emailing, like cold emailing, I guess it's called, is the same thing. Like, you find their email, you send your resume, make sure it's updated. If you have an online portfolio or blog, make sure that you attach those direct links in the email. Make sure you open with a hello, I'm this person, this is the experience I have. I was wondering if you guys had any open positions on this, and this. Very important is to always warmly greet and never just like, hey, I saw you had a position about this and this. Like, no, you gotta say, hello, I'm Tia, yada, yada, yada. Number 3, you want to target startup companies. And I say this because those are the people that's going to give you your shot. The big names, everybody knows them. Everybody wants them. So you're going to be like a drop in a pool of other applicants who want that same position, who are just graduating, who have the experience, who has that brand backing them, whoever they worked for or interned for in school, or even the name of their college that they went to is going to open that door for them. Me personally, I went to a very small school in Indiana, Indiana State University, and we're not known for writers. We're not known for anything but Larry Bird, pretty much. So I said, I'm gonna target some lower name people. So I did my research. My goal was to get out of Indiana and move to LA, of course. And so I don't know where I found Hope Look, but they were a startup and they had maybe 5 open positions for a copywriter. So I knew they needed a lot of them. And so that was another key too. Like, if it's just one position, you could try, but if they have multiple listings of that same job, that means that they're a real startup and they need people now. So I got noticed by them when I did submit my resume and apply. However, when I got a phone call back from them, I was not in LA at the moment. And the lady is like, oh, I think you'll actually be better as a copywriter because I noticed you have writing in your background. And so I'm like, oh, okay, sure, that sounds good. And then she proceeds to tell me like, what is the soonest that you can get in for an interview? And I'm like, I'm actually not in state until the end of this month. Mind you, I had been searching probably since the middle of my senior year. Like, I was very determined, like, and even if you are doing it too early, that's okay, because the interviews will be nothing but practice for you for when you do physically get there. So just play along like, yeah, I'm gonna be there next week, even though it might be a couple of months. And if they really want you that bad, then they will wait for you. So start now if you're a senior. So yeah, over the interview, she was telling me when's the soonest you can get in, and I tell her I'm actually still in Indiana, and she kind of let me know like, oh, we're looking for somebody a little bit sooner. Give us a call when you make it in state. And so I felt really down. I was like, oh my God, I messed that up. But I kept applying to different places, and when I did actually get there, I had set up an interview maybe the day before. I had reached out back to these people. So it was them and maybe 2 other companies that I was interviewing for, but I really wanted the one that told me, hey, contact me when you're here. And so I contacted them the day that I landed pretty much, and you know, she got back in touch with me really soon, and we set up an interview within the week. And so as soon as I went to the interview and I left, she gave me a call while I was on the highway driving back to my apartment, and she said they really loved you, they want you to start as soon as possible. And I was just so like stunned. Like, I landed my first job in LA, and it was a whirlwind from there. Okay, you're gonna love it. You know, Hotelook was a place that I could write about fashion and things like that and be in that world at the same time while writing. I was like, this is my job, match made in heaven. Like, you had to go to the photo shoot to even write the copy, to get the measurements. So I was constantly around creative people. I know I worked with a lot of valuable people. So those are my tips on how to break into the copywriting industry and landing your first gig. Till next time, guys. Bye.